Friday afternoon prior to the board meeting until Tuesday afternoon of the board meeting, if anybody wants to make comments, they would be ready to come. Superintendent's report.
Good evening, Mr. Gary, how are you? And the board also. I'm passing out a couple of documents for the Board of Education to peruse. I'll also make sure it's posted up on the website, Mrs. Provost. A lot's happened this late start to the school year. One of the items I'd like to discuss tonight is to have a conversation with the board, answer any questions that you may have, as well as we don't really have a direction at this time. We are waiting still, but the first item we're going to talk about tonight is sports. What I'm sharing with the board is the document that came out on July 16th that was sharing with us that they were canceling fall championships, but they weren't ending up. They were going to end up having sectional play, and they didn't have any guidance on that to come out until a later date. And since that time, we had the athletic interscholastic handbook come out with the current status of where we are. So just to give the board an overview and answer any questions you may have, I shared two documents with you. The first one, of course, was the New York State College High School Athletic Association canceling fall championships and the latest sports season, September 21st. The second thing is I gave you a letter that came from the New York State Council of School Superintendents from Dr. Charles Giebert that was in support of trying to get the governor to allow us to first reopen schools before worrying about moving forward with athletics. As you know right now, the governor has made a statement that the statement was made that schools will be able to have sports in the fall under some certain conditions, except for two, they call them high-profile sports, which is football and volleyball. At this time, we don't have any direction really on the parameters besides just playing, just practice only at this time. Where is Peru in the process? We're here first and foremost, as I know the Board of Education is to us, working collectively as a governing body. First and foremost is the benefit of children. But it's also a very difficult time because one of the guidance pieces in there also talks about contact tracing. And as you know, we did a reopening plan that was a very extensive reopening plan, approximately 100 pages in length. We had to talk about screening, just as we screen the Board of Education when you come into our building. Right now, the guidance documents on the return to interscholastic athletics, it does not allow us to screen outside people coming into our building, outside people coming into the sporting event. If you look on page 12, which I know you don't have a 50-page document in front of you, it says, and I'll read it verbatim, it says, responsible parties cannot mandate that patrons, players, and spectators complete a health screen or provide contact information, but may encourage patrons, players, spectators to do so. One of the biggest things that we talk about since we've come back to school, and our kids aren't even here yet, is about contact tracing and making sure we're responsible, that we know where people have been and where they're going. We also have the cameras that are ordered for the football field, football soccer complex, as well as the basketball, the high school basketball, stage. So we have the ability to broadcast out there also. My strong decision is not a decision made by the Board of Education tonight, but my support is that I would require everybody that comes on our campus to do a health screening check. We're not asking for what their temperatures are. We're just asking, do you feel healthy? Did you do any of these symptoms? No. That's fine. But if we ever had a case, we'd be able to give it to the health department, the Clinton County Health Department. That would be part of the process of the contact tracing, and evaluation of that case. I think it's critical to make sure that we keep everyone safe. There's some recommendations in there that talk about that you can only have 2 parents for each attitude. To minimize the spacing there also, maintaining the 6-foot social distance for the patrons. But these are the things that we're kind of not going to battle, but things we're discussing right now, and there's a lot in the planning stage for sports as it comes into
play starting on September 21st. I didn't know if the board had anything they'd like to ask, any questions, any comments?
The state classifies high-risk sports, the ones that concern us are football and volleyball. And currently the state is not allowing high-risk sports
To compete at the, yes, they're only allowed to practice.
even if September 21st comes along, which is what the state is saying sports can start.
That's correct. Sports can start including those 2 sports, but they have a very modified schedule that they can do. They don't have scrimmages, they don't have live practices as such. It's more like a skill practice component. You work on individual skills, non-contact.
Is there any indication that that might change at all?
It's gonna change with the parameters on what they're doing in COVID. The other piece is the off subject, but it's all tied together. Is that Governor Cuomo is now mandating that every day that we're supposed to also submit our records of how many cases do we have in our school. It'll also be posted on our website, the DOH, so you'll have that United States, I apologize, the New York State, and you'll see where common cases are throughout the state. This is something else that he wants for transparency as far as parents knowing in your region. All right.
That just happens.
So I think if it doesn't escalate, Mr. Peters, I think that there might be a chance that they may do some sort of modified schedules. At this time, it is only non-contact activity
For those two
sports.
high-risk sports, the others, it seems like we're able to compete as normal.
There's some relative normal. They still have
Relative
things
normal.
within their guidance that they suggest. 6-foot social distancing whenever possible, wearing a mask unless it's extremely uncomfortable. Some intermittent water breaks at the end of each quarter. Across country, they talked about staggering starts. So as you would anyway, so some preventive measures there to also maintain social distancing.
Thank you.
And our students have started practicing.
Our students, no one is allowed to start in high school sports until Monday, the 21st.
That's right.
Now, kids are playing outdoor recreational and doing other things, but they cannot start. The first practice day for preseason is the 21st.
But they
The
can
sports and the courts will have between 10 and 12 practices before any gaming competition will begin.
do conditioning as like a coach sends out an email and says, everybody
Independently,
at
they
home,
cannot do
That's
the
right.
structure of
while you're
this.
home, go for a mile run.
Yes.
Okay.
The second item is on the preparation for the opening of the school, and I wanted to again thank the Board of Education. There's some mixed feelings, but overall it's greatly appreciated to get us off and running. Teachers came in today. Attendance rate was 100% to the best of my knowledge right now. A lot of activities went on. Very productive day speaking with all 4 of my building principals. So tomorrow is day 2, and then Thursday and Friday are our 2 first days. Thursday is the AA day for our A kids, and Friday is our BB day for our second kids coming in. And then next week we'll have a normal week of AA on Mondays and Tuesdays. Traditionally, I don't ever say all automatically, Wednesday is our deep cleaning day and remote learning, and then Thursday and Friday, our B kids will be coming on campus also. Still got parent phone calls going out. We still ask people as far as doing the survey for the free lunch, the breakfast and lunch program. We're about 88-90% right now. We have people that have returned them back in. If you know of anybody, strongly encourage them. I met with a couple of groups today of our teachers and our support staff saying if you know anybody out there, the better our numbers are, the better our return is in years to come. I think it's a great opportunity to start the day off for kids anyway with something, a good balanced meal in their stomachs anyway to start the day as far as good nutrition will lead to better things as far as from an academic standpoint.
Yes. The resurvey comments for school.
Yes, yes. There'll be a combination. Also, there'll be up on Parent Square as far as the actual meals that we'll be serving.
I had a quick question about that too. I know I emailed you. I think that maybe it wasn't made clear to a lot of people that it would be helpful and beneficial to everybody to sign up, because I think that maybe we could, and people can still sign up, right? It doesn't.
There's not a deadline on it. It's just strongly, the more that, the earlier they get the stuff into us, it's easier for planning purposes. Because right now, I mean, Ms. Kerr, under the tutelage of Mr. Staff, I mean, they do a great job, and it's a crazy time because you've got kids in school 2 days a week on the first 2, and 3 days remote. You got 5 days a week kids that are not in school, strictly remote, and then you've got the B group that's on the last 2 days of the week, and they get the 3 following days. So it's a lot of juggling and making sure that the food preparation and the ample amount of food that's going out to them.
So I'm wondering if there's a way that we can let parents know that I know you guys have done a great job saying it's available, but even me knowing how it's beneficial to everybody else in the district, because I would love to see a higher participation rate. I don't know if there's any way we can, I mean, I got the
We can
survey.
keep trying. I can do a podcast tomorrow or Thursday. I can also do a video YouTube and put it on Facebook to see if we get more. It's a high percentage, but people don't respond always either, so we've had to send out, the survey's now gone out 3 times.
And I do love the fact, one of your replies when I asked you was, we talked about food shaming. I think that to me, it hits home. I think that if we can eliminate that stigma by making it available for everybody, I think that's.
Maybe that'll be a highlight of the topics there. Maybe that's a good point.
That brings up again my question about how are we accommodating the students that have food allergies?
You asked a great question too, Mrs. Morgan, and I also asking your permission, I forwarded that also to Mrs. Rabideau. She has been in conversation with nurses also, and with Mrs. Emer, and they have some different models and spaces that they're trying to do things. Because you want inclusive, not exclusive. You don't want to exclude kids. I understand that. So it's still a struggle there because of the fact that some families peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but then it's very counterproductive to children that have extreme allergies. So I know there's some, I don't want to use the wrong word, safe rooms, but they're also talking, but if you want it to be inclusive as you can though, that's where kids are also having an opportunity to converse. Even though lunches are a lot different than this year. Very lonely, very isolated from the fact that kids have to maintain 6-foot social distancing. Desks are all have to be going in the same direction. This is all guidance from the DOH. This isn't Tom Palmer, so everybody knows. It's DOH talking about it, making sure. If you want later, I can share with you what the cafeteria looks like in the high school. It's rows of desks, 6 feet by 6 feet.
The elementary, it's going to be.
Elementary students will eat in a room, yes. They'll eat in a room all the way up through 8th grade. All of 5th grade, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade are eating in their own rooms. And the high school is kind of a blended. There's a couple larger spaces, and then there's also a classroom.
And the meals are going to be delivered to the rooms, correct?
Meals will be delivered to the room, yes.
That's why I was curious. The hot
I'm
meals.
curious, logistically wise, if we serving hot meals.
Yeah.
for the
How about warm,
cafeteria.
I think more like warm meals, but they're gonna be relatively close in duration. We talked about even doing a commissary, but it would not be hot meals at that time. But you are talking, Scott, about things such as, hamburg based, there are some hamburg based ones, so they are,
They can wrap it.
I'm making it up, guys, but like tacos, for example, or a taco type salad, that meat will be on there, but it does not have to relatively be scalding hot.
I'm just wondering how it's gonna look like, because I have some concerns with some parents that, that's why you get a turkey sandwich or something. I believe that's what happened. So that's why I asked you the question as far as, what do we have going on for?
You know what I'll do for the board, I'll make sure we put it, Janine does a good job, but I'll still make sure I give you a sample of what the meals look like, so you'll see for yourselves. I know what you're saying. There are certain home run meals that kids really do like, whether it's, the chicken nugget, salad, pizzas, always, well, pizza kind of went away a little bit when they had the wheat base, but still, it's kids like cheese and sauce, right? So the combination thereof. I know there's some things that the kids really do like. And then, of course, we've taken the blame a couple of times in social media too, when kids didn't like something. But just to share with the board, the public that is listening now, I did try the turkey that did not look the most appealing online. That was a very good piece of meat actually, but it did have that green tint to it. But it was the way it was a compressed turkey breast combination. But it was actually very good. It was It was not old, but kids made it portray that way. And as we all say, pictures paint 1,000 words. But I know the efforts being made, and also you have to have the components of every meal anyway. But I will also make sure the board tomorrow gets a copy with the upcoming 2-week calendars of meals for those that don't have children in the district. The last thing I want to talk about for a minute, and I was actually working on that before our thing tonight, is the fiscal climate update. As we talked about a little bit in executive session, and I've written to you, we talked about it, is that the state budget outlook. What's going on with New York State right now? As everybody knows, we had I call it a double pandemic, which is basically both the COVID-19 and the fiscal piece. When COVID shut us down and we were not allowed to have operational pieces, a lot of businesses really struggled, especially if you're in the North Country, as you know. Some did not actually come back after COVID relieved itself. And the other piece is the tax base is really in a diminished category right now. Governor Cuomo threatened originally between 10 and 20% the states could face the reduction of. Right now, we have been temporarily withheld 20% of one of our payments. So what Governor Cuomo has said in the past has come to fruition and is true. I also have a letter that I will share with the board tomorrow, if not Thursday, that I'm also going to share with the staff, and a more that we can send it out to our state senator, to our national senators, as well as our 3 Congress people that are from New York State, Gillibrand, well, there's more than that, but Gillibrand, Schumer, and Elise Stefanik, and get them at least moving in that direction when they come off of their hiatus down in Washington. It is critical for what we do because the amount of state aid that this district is dependent upon. We're about 65-35. And when you talk about large cuts like that, it will have a devastating effect on us. So we have to really be responsible. Any questions on that piece as we've talked about it, and we'll keep you abreast every month anyway, as we meet and talk about it anyway, where we are. But we're gonna have to be very careful as we move forward. So, I don't know if any other questions, Mrs. Berry, on behalf of the board?
Thank you. Now, Mr. Marino.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hope everybody's doing well tonight. And, like Dr. Palmer said, teachers were in the building for the first time since March 13th today, as a whole group. I thought the teachers did a good job of social distancing, wearing the mask, following the protocols. From what I could see, as I kind of did my work around the building. I've had the opportunity to talk to many of our members who are dedicated to their profession and dedicated to making this work as we start this unusual school year. It's nobody agrees it's going to be easy, but we do believe that we can make it successful working together. Working together within PAT, working together with the district and with our administrators. I think we're in a good situation, and I think all of our members and employees are ready to get back to work on a daily basis. So, good start so far today. We'll see how things progress. Hopefully over the next 4 weeks before the next board meeting, but hopefully we'll be able to stay in session as long as possible. To piggyback on a little bit of what Dr. Palmer was saying, I know through NYSUT, we are reaching out to our state people and talking about ways the state can raise money using millionaire tax, billionaire tax, the peer-to-pay tax to kind of raise some revenue, but also we're reaching out to our national representatives as well and letting them know how much the lack of a federal stimulus will be hurting school districts. So, NYSA and NYSA members are doing their part to try to get funding into the schools so that we can operate. So, just wanted to let you know that. Have a good night, and see you in a month.
Thank you, Mr. Marino, and thank all the association, CSEA, the association for bringing things together for the students in this pandemic. We appreciate everything everybody is doing. Consent agenda 11. A motion for A through F.
Motion.
Motion, Mr. McCollum, second, Mr. Peters. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. No one opposed. Okay. 12. 12, I have a motion for 12A through M. Motion, Mrs. Morgan. Second, Mr. McCollum.
Is that?
You have a question?
Consent agenda.
Yeah, consent agenda 12, A through M. Any discussion or anything? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. 13, A through D, with the revision to D, and add E, F, and G. Correct, Mrs. Solo?
Yes.
Okay, have a motion for consent agenda 13?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Thurber, second, Mrs. Mitchell. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, nobody opposed, motion carried. And 14. This is actually, this was the summer food program, but I do want to commend Mrs. Kerr for all of the work and doing what she's doing for this year's program. So Peru is one of the school districts with a free lunch breakfast, which doesn't mean anything with anybody's economics or anything else. It's offered to everyone, so that's fantastic. Have a motion to accept the summer food service program.
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Peters. Second, Mrs. Mitchell. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. And the next one, 15, new business, we have to do this separately, correct, Mrs. Rose? So A is related to submission of the amendments, rebuttals, statements for the NISBA annual business meeting. If there's anybody, I mean, I've reviewed them, I certainly agree with what they have here. Do we send in an agreement, or do we just accept it?
If you would decide to take no action, then you can just motion and second on that, and I don't have to submit anything to NISBA.
Anybody see it? I don't know if anybody looked through them, they were extended. We have a motion to take no action.
Motion.
Motion, Mr. McCollum, second, Mr. Thurber, all in favor? Motion carried. Okay, the NISBA Annual Conference and Education Expo is going to be held virtually on the 20th, 21st, 22nd, 27th, 28th, 29th. We're just trying to figure out if anybody is interested in participating in some of those pieces. Our last on board had the whole schedule, the 20th, 21st, 22nd, 21st and 22nd is the school law seminar. Do you have anybody who's interested?
You have to attend all today.
You can pick and choose your, we have to pay
Right,
$230. You can pick and choose what you're attending. And then the pre one is another extra cost. So it's the 27th, 28th, and 29th.
Yeah.
28th, 27th, 28th, and 29th, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And there's different sessions at different times, and you can choose those just like if you were there in person. I don't know how they're gonna do the virtual expo though. At least carry around bags all the time. Get all sorts of
No
things.
Christmas shop.
Huh?
Christmas shop.
Yeah. I mean, people go out with bags full of them. Is anyone interested in doing that? I will say keep that money here. Well, it's $230 or $260 if we do it before 9/13. So I would like to get on some of those so that I can bring some information back then.
We just need a motion and second for Ms. Berry to attend.
Okay. Motion, Mr. Garber, second, Mr. Peters, all in favor? Motion carried. Board retreat. C, we've got to come up with a time for that. We have many different things that I know Dr. Palmer is preparing for the board, and we didn't get it done this summer. So do we have a date or anything that would be?
Are you looking for an evening or?
Yeah, it would be an evening, right?
Well,
I think-
there's actually a lot of undone stuff that we, one, you have your own evaluation to kind of talk about.
Right.
Two, superintendent evaluation on what you're looking for.
Right.
Superintendent goals for the 2020-21 school year. Talking about the handbook that I constructed pretty much, but still your guys' review and anything more you want to add to it. Also, the piece on strategic planning and kind of having that conversation going forward.
And also to clean up our policy pieces.
Policies are in good shape, except for I need to meet with the board subgroups because the 0 to 3,000s have already been sitting, submitted to NISBA. I met with the leadership team, the principals direct, and Shannon, Randy, where it's applicable to their each area. So they give me their recommendations on what has been done, so the board can look at it also. If you have a recommendation, or basically you're happy with the language and the direction it is. So we're already up to 7,000. It's just basically finding the time to do 4, 5, and 6. 6 is finance, strictly finance, a lot to do with the financial pieces. 4,000 has a lot to do with curriculum. I'm trying to think of 5,000 on the
I
top.
think 5,000 students.
Sorry,
I think 5,000 is related to
students also. So we've done a lot of the legwork for the board because you're also busy people, understand that. And also the people that are working the procedural piece, we're looking at, but now allowing you to look at it also from your eyes and see if you feel good about it.
And I think we've got a list somewhere of who had volunteered to review some of those. We got a lot on our agenda.
So if you want to stay consistent with that, I'll start setting up a time because we don't, now we are becoming much more tech savvy here, so we can end up doing a virtual piece also. Or doing it, it takes, I appreciate all the board's effort because it takes about 2.5, 3 hours. Those sections are not little.
No.
But they do give us good, the school board does a nice job in giving us the body of what we're kind of looking for as the update, so it takes a lot of the guessing out for us.
And
Like I
if they
said,
are over 10 pages, it's good for them.
so I don't know if this board is more interested in doing a 4-hour retreat, doing a little dinner and doing a 4-hour working dinner, or if you want to do a Saturday or 2 smaller 2.5-hour sessions. But I have a lot of stuff and that's just from my side, not even what you guys want to discuss. So whatever you tell me, whatever you want to do. You also have lives and you also are busy people also. So I didn't know, if you want to maintain on a Tuesday night theme when a board meeting is not just But whatever, I mean, you guys, you can get back to Sherry and I and give me a couple of dates if you want, or you wanna kind of pinpoint it tonight.
You can give us an idea of when you're looking, that would be helpful for me, because I
It's-
Especially with you, you know.
I'm here, so
I'm more
it's, you
concerned
know,
with the next few days for you.
Yes.
But you.
well, this week would not be a problem, I would appreciate that. This first full week is kind of a little bit rough side.
So this week's got,
But if you wanna go as early as next week, or, you know, you wanna start doing, you start board policy, because the work's not gonna change, it's just the venue it's in, so. You know, earlier, I always say earlier the better for the board anyway, because if we do it in the month of September, we have 9 months to kind of carry out the actions that are, or the vision that you may see with me. You know, if we don't do it till November, December, you're halfway through the year already.
If we look at Tuesday nights. You know,
You know,
you've
do
got
you wanna do a 4:30 to 9 or 5 to 9? That's a, I mean, we can stay really focused and structured on just the, you know, the agenda items that we look at.
For like the 22nd or 29th be appropriate? I kind of, I think it makes sense to get at least one full week of school done.
Troubleshooting.
For everybody, like troubleshooting, but then the 22nd, 29th.
Yeah.
like it would work.
22nd, cannot.
29.
Doesn't have to be a Tuesday either, if something
No,
else
that's
works
good.
better on your guys' schedule.
29, you're okay?
29, I would be late. Up to an hour, 2 hours, depends on the day. I work until 5:15. No.
Is there a week of the 22nd that you like, the first full week? Because we'll also have a chance to kind of know what the heck's going on with remote learning versus.
21st.
21, 23, 24.
You want to push it back a week?
Um,
That week's kind of busy for you.
Yeah,
Which week are you doing? 21st is
I
next.
feel the 21st is busy
Week
for
of the
you.
22nd is not good.
Okay, how about the week of the
Following
20,
week is,
what- week of the 28th?
the 29th is wide open.
Oh, Sarah can't be here until after.
Yeah, that-
The 30th, so
30th?
That's fine. 30, 31st, and 1st, I'm
30?
not working, so I would be.
30, 30.
Going once.
30.
Okay, September 30.
Or are we saying a time or?
5 o'clock?
You said 4:30.
5 to 9, 4:30 9, 5 to 9.
We were pushing it with 4 hours last time with, if we did dinner. Does that work?
Yep.
Because right, last time, weren't we,
Very good.
we were
Yeah.
rushing, because we didn't quite finish everything.
Good. 4:30 to 9 then, okay.
All my remote students are on AAJ, so I'm okay.
We'll do it in the community room, right here, or you can have vice, you can have that, or you have Google if you want, if you don't want.
No, it's good. I think I like to be able to see the eyes at least, not the.
Okay,
Okay, so we are going to make a motion to meet here at 4:30 on the 30th for our retreat.
okay.
Motion, Mr. Peters, second, Mr. Thurber, all in favor?
Aye.
I'm going to add 15D, that we are going to adopt the NISBA superintendent evaluation tool that we've used before for the 1920 evaluation of Dr. Palmer, and using that rubric. And we'll have to work through a time during the retreat to do that. I have a motion to adopt that. Motion, Mr. Peters, second, Mr. Thurber, all in favor? And do we need an executive session? Or we- Oh, we wait, 15E, Mr.
I'd like to make a
Thurber?
motion that we authorize Dr. Palmer to meet with CSA to discuss the Wednesdays that we have. Scheduled, which is the vote day. Let's see what we can come up with for schedule for those folks in CSA to include the instructors, the aides, and the monitors.
Okay, got a motion, a second?
Second.
Mr. LaFawn, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Okay, motion to adjourn. Motion, Mr. Thurber, second, Mr. Peters, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, so 30th.
Not a problem. Are you guys in the conference? And if I